Caution. The coming collapse is imminent. Will our businesses survive? The collapse of the middle class and small business is happening. Congress and their greedy billionaire friends are squeezing us out at an alarming rate. Turn on the news these days, and what do you see? We see stories of how inflation is making it hard to buy groceries, how the middle class is disappearing, how the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, and our small businesses are paying for it all. You can see how someone could come to this country and get a monthly check for $2,500, but we can't even feed our own poor. How failing banks are getting bailed out for billions of dollars, but we small business owners can't even get a simple loan. It seems Congress is in the rich and elite's pocket and writing up playbooks that us vulgar masses ain't allowed to see. They're writing rules for themselves and a completely different set of rules for us. They're giving just enough money to the poor to buy their vote, but not enough to get out of poverty. And it's us small business owners that are flipping the bill. It's not fair and it's not right. But can we use their secret playbook against them and actually survive this crushing inflation, let alone thrive? We can if, and that's a big if, we take control of our finances. We need to learn how to manage our cash flow, live below our means, grow smartly, and invest wisely. And if we do that, we can thrive. But before we get into what we need to do to thrive in this new economy, if we could just take a moment and pulverize that like button, and as a thank you, I'll show you this cute kitten. All right then, let's do this. Money is literally the fuel that powers our business. Without it, there is no business. So understanding money management is crucial for business longevity. So the first thing we got to do is control our cash flow. We have to have cash flow to operate our business before anything else. Cash flow is nothing more than money coming in and money going out. Obviously, the money coming in needs to be more than the money going out. Think of cash flow like a mountain stream. The water flows down the mountain, it collects into a depression that we call a lake, and as the lake fills up and the water eventually gets so high that it flows over the edge, and the stream continues to move on to the ocean. That's how our cash flow needs to operate too. We make a sale, and then it goes into the bank, and from there we distribute it out to our expenses. Hopefully our money flowing into our bank is more than the money flowing out of the bank. Money that comes in and goes straight out leaves you with no money. Money that comes in and gets dammed up at the bank will eventually blast the dam open, money gushes out, and that leaves us with no money. You have to manage this flow wisely. You do this with smart financial planning. You need to create a budget, a real workable budget. It has to be written down and followed obsessively. No money leaves the bank unless it has a job. If it doesn't have a job, then it stays in the bank until it does. Of course, this leads into the very next thing we need to do, which is live below our means. Sounds simple enough until it's put into practice. I know, this was the hardest part for me. But living below our means refers to not buying the most expensive things. Sometimes just buying that cheapo dolly instead of the $400 one makes more sense. Buying a rough-looking former U-Haul truck is better than going into debt buying a brand new moving truck. The secret to making this work is proper budgeting. And if we do that right, then we can grow smartly. This was a huge mistake that I made, sadly a couple of times. I tried to grow too quickly and I got punished for it. I wanted those nice trucks, those fancy dollies, the big warehouse, and the high-quality uniforms. And this fast growth always came with an expensive price tag and a soul-crushing monthly bill, which I never planned for, more importantly, never budgeted for. Don't get me wrong, you can grow quickly, but only as long as you have the finances and knowledge to do so. Growing too quickly is the fastest way to bankruptcy. If you did everything right, budgeting, living below your means, and learning about finance, then growing quickly comes down to this last step. Investing wisely. In your budget, you should have put in disbursements to other bank savings accounts for things like more trucks, maintenance, uniforms, building, better and more marketing, etc. Remember, I said that your money should have a job, and if it doesn't, then it should not be spent until it does have a job. Well, if you've set up a bunch of these savings accounts that funnels off money into these accounts, you are giving every dollar a job. With these savings accounts, then you can buy property and buildings, get those new trucks, have fancy dollies and pads, and be able to afford the best employees. And the money will be there when you're ready to use it. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I suggest you get a good one. If you need a referral, I can send you mine. A good financial advisor can help you show where you could park your money while it accumulates for when you're ready to use it. You could put money into savings, but I'd rather put money into investments like the stock market or bonds and such like that make me money while it sits. And the best part, there's the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. The more money that gets stashed into these savings accounts / investments, the more money you get paid. There's a great book that you need to buy and read. It's called The 60-Minute CFO by David Dury. You can find it on Amazon.